Yeah, there. Welcome to this course. So this course basically an introduction to Python, and this is a part of mastering AI in that series. Okay. So without a further ado, we can actually learn Python. And to learn Python, you need some basic installation and configurations to run the Python programs. Okay. So what you can do to start with, go to python.org /download/ and here you can see whatever is the latest version of uh, Python. So I'm using a Windows and currently it is showing while recording 3.13.5. You can also go for a specific version of the Python. Okay. So just click on a download and install the Python. So once you install the Python, what you can do is you can open your Windows PowerShell or a command prompt and just type in Python there. Okay. So if I type Python, I could see my Windows system installed Python version 3.11.4. Okay. So this is how you can confirm whether the Python is installed on your machine or not. Okay. So to run the Python programs, actually you can use online compiler as well. So if you type Python online compiler, okay. So this is the first site program needs. Okay. Here you can just type in your Python programs and run it. Okay. So this is very simple when you want to learn some basic things. Okay. But I'm not going to use these for the course. What I'm going to do is I'm going to install a PyCharm. So you can go to jetbrains.com PyCharm download sections. Okay. Here you can see a PyCharm unified product, and if you just scroll down below, you can see PyCharm community edition. So I have downloaded PyCharm community edition. Okay, and let's open it without a further ado. Yeah, so this is how it looks like once you install a Python charm. So what we are going to do today, let's start with a new project and give a project name as introduction to Python. All right, and click on create. All right. So on your left side, you can actually see your project. Okay, this is a project explorer, and this is the actual editor. Okay, where we type the Python programs. So I'll just right click on this introduction to Python, click on new Python file, and I will give my Python file name as a hello world. Okay. So whenever you write in program, okay, by default extension of a Python programs are .py. Okay, as you can see here, hello world.py is automatically got extended to this file. Now let's start with the print function. Okay, so print, and whatever you enter here inside a print function, let's say I type my name is Prasad. Okay, to run this Python program, you just click on this icon, green arrow. Okay, so when I run this Python program, you see this console automatically open, right, and get printed whatever message I printed here, right? My name is Prasad. So this is how you actually print any message on a console in a Python. Okay, so let's start with another topic. Okay, so in Python, actually, we start our journey with the identifiers. So what is identifiers? Okay, so identifiers uh, identifiers so in Python, variable functions, classes, modules, and objects are identified using a name known as an identifier. Okay, so an identifier can start with uppercase or lowercase character or an underscore followed by any number of underscores, letters, and digits. Okay, so all these identifiers in Python are case sensitive. So what does that mean? Okay, first let's understand what is identifier. So I'm going to create one variable. Let's say variable name would be my age. Okay, so age equal to 25. All right. Okay, so here age is a identifier. Okay, and 25 is the assigned value to that identifier. Okay, so this is a variable actually, age. And as you can see, I can start variable name with any lowercase letter. I can also use uppercase letter. Okay, I can also start with underscore. Okay, and that is still valid. Um, but these are the case sensitive things. So if I type age equal to 25 and age equals to 35, okay, these are not same. And how can we confirm? I'll just print the values to confirm it. Okay, so I'll print the age, comma, okay, and run this program. So as we can see, the first age is a 25 and second age is a 35. So this age with lowercase letter and age with the uppercase letter, these are two different identifiers, and hence Python is a case sensitive. Okay, it treat both the words differently. Now there is one more catch. We cannot use result keywords in Python as identifiers. Okay, so here are some examples. So you cannot use reserved keywords. So these are the keywords actually which are reserved by the Python itself. Okay, and you cannot use it as an identifier. So here are some basic examples. Okay, so let's say if, as, else, elif, for, where, break, continue. Okay, so these are some examples. Actually this you cannot use as a variable name. Okay, so this is also basic rule in Python for the identifiers. So moving forward, let's declare a variable. So I already declared a variable age equal to 25 or age is equal to 35. Okay, so I'm just removing the second variable is print. I'm removing this. Okay, so now this variable I have assigned a value 25. So by default this is an integer or a numeric value. Okay, and in Python you don't need to specifically tell Python that this is an integer value. It automatically understands internally that this is a numeric value of an integer. So how many data types you have? So basic data types, you have four basic types. So let's say age is 25. Okay, and let's say my uh, weight will be 70.50. Okay, so now, all right, so my weight will be a floating value. Okay, I am not specifically mentioned here, but with this point Python understands in internally this is a numeric with a decimal point. I can also use a string. So let's say my name will be, okay, so whenever you are using any alphanumeric string you have to quote into this quote like this. Okay, so I'm just quoting with the quoting this as a name. So this will be my string. There is one more is boolean. Okay, boolean is used to check whether some value is true or false. Okay, it has only true or false, both values. So let's say it's true equals to true. Okay, and is false equals to false. Okay, so this is how we can specify a boolean values, true and false. Okay, and so as I said, Python is dynamically typed language, which means uh, these types actually internally assigned by Python itself. And how can I check the type of these variables? Okay, so what I can do is I can print type of, okay, type of age. All right. If I run, you can see here class integer. So the age is of type integer value. Okay. Similarly, I can do type of weight, then comma, type of name, and then type of each true and type of each false. So I'll rerun the program and it will give me a type of every variable I have assigned. Okay, so weight is a float type, then name is a string, each true is a boolean, each false is also a boolean value. Okay, so this is how I can check a type of a variables. Okay, now I'm just going to comment this out, okay, as well. Let's say here in the console right now I'm just printing things, right? Earlier I print my name. Okay, but what if I want a user to enter his name and I'll respond back with that input. Okay, so here we have an input function. So what I can do is I'll just declare one more variable, username equals to input. Okay, and in input I'll just type enter your name. All right, and this username actually will whatever user will enter, okay, after this message, that will be stored as a username, and I will print that name. Okay, so let's say I your name. Okay, so instead of your name, so this is a string, so basically I'll just type %s hi and then welcome to Python programming. All right, okay, so this %s, this is a string, right? So this has to be replaced with the actual variable. Okay, so here also I'll do a %username. So this username will be replaced here. Okay, let's run this program so that you understand it better. So here I'm getting a message, enter your name and colon. Okay, so I'm writing like Prasad. So here, as you can see, hi Prasad. So this %s has been replaced by this %username. And hi Prasad, welcome to Python programming. Okay, so this is how you can actually take an input from the user when working with a console. Okay, so now let's understand a print function in more detail. Okay, so for that, what I can do is I'll just declare one more variable. Let's say a equals to, let's say, uh, this channel name. Okay, DevFunda. Then I'll declare b equals to some random number 35.89, something like that. Okay, and the c equals to some decimal value, let's say 50. Okay, and if I want to print all these a b c, what I can do is a comma b comma c. All right, okay, so this also I'm going to comment it out and rerun the program. Okay, so as you can see, this DevFunda, this b value and c value has been printed here. Okay, b value and c value. Now as you can see, these values a b c, okay, here I have given a comma, but these values was separated by a space. What if I don't want a space, instead I want another separator? Okay, so I can do that. What I can do on print a comma b comma c, and separator I can mention specifically here I want a separator as a pipe. Okay, so if I rerun, as you can see, instead of space it is these values separated by a pi. Okay. Okay. So one more catch is here. So if I print something else after this, okay, let's say I print this is new message. Okay. And I rerun program. So what happens after this print statement? My next print message automatically goes on a new line. So this is a by default. So every print statement ends with a new line character. And what if I want to change that? Okay, I can do that as well. So I can print A, comma B, comma C. Okay, and I want to change the end character as, instead of new line, I want to change that end character as space. Okay, and rerun it. So as you can see, after this, okay, I have printed A, B, C, but this next print statement actually ended with space. Okay, so ended, sorry, next statement printed after this. Okay, so I ended this print line with the space only. It is not on a null line. Okay, and the scope of this print statement is specifically to this line. Okay, so what if I print another message? Okay, after this is one more new message. So this will, again, by default, it will be take the end character as a new line. Okay, so just to confirm, I rerun the program, and as you can see, this is one more new message, and this is printed on a new line. Okay, so these are also you can do with the print functions. Okay, now we can format the print statements, okay, with the percent operator. Okay, and how we can use that? Let's say I want to print B value. Okay, B equals to percent 0.3f. Okay, and I want to print a percent B. So what does that mean? 3f is the floating, the city floating with 3 points. Okay, and here percent 0.3f will be replaced with the actual B value. Okay, so if I rerun program, as you can see, my B value was 35.89. Okay, but this 0 was added because I have formatted it like 0.3f. Okay, so this also I can do. I can do one more thing. Let's say, okay, A is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 characters. Okay, what if, let's say, A equals to, I do percent 12 percent while. Okay, yes is for the string, and here what I'll do is I'll just print A, and I rerun. So you can see this S is basically my A. Okay, so before S, okay, I've given a 12, right? So these are the 8 characters, and before these it additionally added 4 spaces. Okay, so in total it actually reserve 12 characters, and first will be replaced with the 4 characters, and the remaining are the 8 characters. Okay, now what if I want to print the spaces after the actual string? Okay, so I can do that as well. So here percent s 12. Okay, and I rerun it. So now you can see this DevFunda, and okay, so it's not 12. Okay, sorry, I cannot do that. What I need to do is percent minus 12. Okay, so minus will actually give us spaces after the word. Okay, so this is how can, if I want to I want a spaces before the string, I can do the actual number. If I want after, I can do a minus. Okay, so Yeah, these are also the additional functionality Python print functions provide. Okay, so moving on to next, what we can see is operators in Python. Okay, so let's see operators. So first, actually, we can start with the arithmetic operation. Okay, arithmetic operators. Okay, and these are plus, then minus, then we have a multiplication, we have divide, we have a percent, basically it's the mod, and we can have okay, we'll see later on after this what this we can have. I'll just start with some example. um so first, let's say my a value, sorry, b value and c value. Okay, so I want to add b and c. Okay, so that I can do with a plus, sorry, b and b and c. Okay, so plus is the arithmetic operator which will add both the operators value. So if I rerun, I get the addition. Okay, similarly, if I do minus, rerun, so I'll get a subtraction of both values. I can do multiplication, okay, of b and c. Then I can also do a dividation, so I'll get a divided value. Then I can do a modulus which bring me a, so this will actually c, b value will be divided by c, and whatever is the remainder of that dividation will be printed. Okay, so if I rerun, so I get this one. Okay, there is one more character for integer division where so let's say if I do this kind of thing, okay, and run. So basically what happens, c value is 50 and b value is 35. Okay, I'll just change it to something else. Let's say I do 85. Okay, so here if you try to divide 85 by 50, okay, uh, whatever is your division, that value will be integer value. So it divides with only integer values. Okay, so this also you can do. And okay, so this, you hopefully you understood, this is a integer division. Okay, if I, this is a normal division, this is a integer division. Okay, let's move on to next with the relational operators. Okay, so relational operators, and how many relational operators are there? So first is equal, equal. Okay, so this is not a normal equal. Normal equal is the assignment operator. Okay, as I did here. So if you want to check two variables are equal, you need to do equal, equal. Okay, then you have a not equal, you have a greater than, you have a less than, then you have a greater than and equal to. Okay, so greater than, equal to, and less than, equal to. Okay, so let's check. Okay, let's check print a equals to b. Okay, so if I run, this gives me a false because a is the string and b is some number, right? Okay, so these are not equal. Okay, that's why it is giving false. But what if I change b and c value to look like the same? Okay, and if I do b equals to c, okay, so this give me a true. So basically this is a comparison of the variables values. Okay, so if those are matching, it will return me a true. If those are not matching, it will give me a false. Okay, now let's change to not equal to. Okay, so B not equal to C is false because both are the equals. Okay, now let's check whether B is greater than C. B is not greater than C. Okay, if B is greater than or equal to C, it's true, right? Because B and C are equal. Similarly, I can do B is less than C. If B is less than C, no. Okay, but I can do B is less than or equals to C, and that will give me a true value. Okay, hopefully you understood this, right? um let's move on to the next assignment operators. Okay, so assignment operators are equal. Okay, then plus equal. What does this mean? Equal use as a short form for the assignment operator of addition. Okay, that I'll explain you in a little bit. Then we have minus equal. Okay, then we have multiplication equal, and then we have a dividation equal, and then we have a modulus equal. Okay, so let's um start with the assignment operator. So I'll just take like x equal to 5. Okay, so it assigns 5 to the x. Okay, next x equal plus 5. Okay, and I'll just print a value so that you can understand what is happening behind the scene. Okay, so first I'll print x, then I'm just changing this value and again printing the x. Okay, I'll just explain you this in little bit. Okay, so it gives me a 10 value. Okay, why? Because what does this mean is x, this means x equal to x plus 5. Okay, so this plus equal to means x equal to x plus 5. Okay, similarly what I can do is I'll just copy this thing. Okay, so I can do it minus, so basically this is x equal to x minus 5. Then I can do with multiplication x equal to x into 5, and then I can change this with dividation as well. Okay, so I hope you understood. Similarly, you can try out for the modulus. Okay, I'll just rerun the program. So as you can see, my initial x value is 5, then I add 5, then I subtract 5, then I multiply it by 5, and then I divide by 5. Okay, so this is a short form of this. Okay, so these are the assignment operators. Now only thing we have left with the logical operators. Okay, so logical operators is something that you need to check if the both expressions are true or both expressions are false. Okay, so let's say uh maybe how can I check? Okay, I have these boolean variables where there is something, right? Okay, it's true and is false. So basically is true initially and is false is false. Okay, so I can check these logical operators. Okay, so I'll just print it's true, right, and is false. Okay, basically this and I'll just replace with this. So this is basically false because is true and is false. So both condition needs to be true in this case. Okay, and if I print it's true and or, okay, so pipe will be or. So either of these is true, then it will print. Okay, as you can see, this is it. And there is one more is not. Okay, no. Okay, so not is basically the result of a reverse. Basically it reverse whatever is you are getting. So if I print a not here, okay, it's giving some error that, okay, I'll just ignore the error. Oh, it's syntax. Right. Okay, hold on. Okay, so what I can do is it's true and not of is false. All right, so this is how we can do a not in a Python. Okay, so instead of writing an explanatory mark, so you need to specifically mention a not is true. Okay, so is true is true, so the reverse of is true is false. Okay, so that's why I'm getting a false condition here. Okay, so all right, so moving on to next, let's learn type conversion. Okay, let's do a type conversion. So what does it mean? Like, let's say I have a variable name e equals to 30, and I have another variable name which is a string. Okay, but its value is 50. Okay, and what if I try to get a result of p plus q? Okay, so this will definitely give me error. Okay, if I run the program, so this is telling me like type error, unsupported operand types for plus, integer and string. So you cannot do addition of integer type variable and string type variable. Okay, um, so this is giving me an error. Okay, so instead what I can do, I can specifically convert this q as int. Okay, and rerun the program. So basically this q will be converted as an integer, and then I'll get an addition of it. So I can print result here. Okay, and they run the program. So as a result, I get a 80. Okay, so this is a explicit convert the data type. So explicitly we are telling that this needs to be converted into the integer. So what if I have another variable, let's say r equals to 50.30. Okay, and now if I try to do, let's say, another result equals to p plus r. Okay, p plus r, and I'm going to print r result as well, another result here as well. So here you can see 80.3. So what happened here? So my p was integer and r was a float value. So float can handle actually integers value, right? So this is a implicit type conversion where Python internally converted this integer value as a 3.00, and then it did the addition, okay, to a bigger data type. So this is how you can do a type conversion. And for this video, the last thing I'm going to show is the comments, how you can do a comment in a Python. So you might have already seen that whenever I put a hash and write something, so this is a comment for a programmer, okay, and this line will be ignored by the Python. This you never see on a console right here as output. So this is a single line comment I say, okay. And there are one more comment which I can do is quote, 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 okay. So 3 quotes, single quotes. Whatever I type within these triple single quotes, um, let's say this is a multi-line comment, okay. So here this is getting ignored, okay. In Python we can do a multi-line comment like this. We can also do with the double quotes, okay. Either you can do with a single quotes or a double quote, okay. So this is also a multi-line comment in Python, okay. So these kind of comments you can actually do. So these are the comments actually for a programmers, or you can really do a description about your business logic sometimes, okay. So then the other programmer can understand these kind of things, okay. So we have a single line comments like these with the hash. We have multi-line comment with either with the 3 single quotes, started with single quotes and ended with a single quote, or you can use also a double quotes, okay. So I'm stopping here for today. So these were just the basics of Python. In the next lecture, actually, we will be deep dive into more intermediate concepts, where we will be learning like what are the libraries and collections. Okay. So stay tuned. Next video is coming soon. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.